From HYPEBEAST and Hype Radio, I am Jeff Staple, and this is The Business of Hype, a show about creative entrepreneurs, brand builders, innovators, and the realities behind the dreams they've built. How is it possible that we have journeyed through 50 episodes of The Business of Hype? This literally started out as a joke over dinner with Kevin Ma of HYPEBEAST at NoHo Star. Let's try 3 episodes, we both said, because honestly, neither of us knew how this would turn out. And damn, here we are winding into our 50th episode and 6th season. You know, the first 3 test episodes and this episode today are very indicative of what The Business of Hype is really all about. So episode 1, Hiroshi Fujiwara from Tokyo, the godfather of it all, my mentor, my friend. I had to start at the genesis with him. And don't forget, that episode was recorded out in Dubai. Number 2 was Sarah Andelman, recorded in her hometown of Paris, the queen of retail curation and founder of Colette. And number 3, Aaron Levant, recorded in Los Angeles during his literal last day at the Agenda and Complex show as he embarked upon his new venture, Network. So who better to bring on for number 50? Where better to record? Why not bring it back home and record this special episode literally footsteps away from where it was birthed, right in New York City, over that fateful dinner? And why not bring on the self-proclaimed King of New York? This man embodies the entire podcast and our celebration of the artist, the entrepreneur, the hustler, the brand builder, the creative genius, all rolled into one. Spend any amount of time on Instagram and you will probably see his face. Load up your favorite playlist and you'll probably hear his voice. Click through any best dressed list and you will probably notice his fits. And if you walk into any top tier sneaker shop, you will probably see his creations. Today's guest has dominated any lane of artistic expression he chooses, and we break down why he is so passionate about art, design, branding, and recently his focus on the importance of working smarter rather than working harder. He transcends the label of rapper, and he continues to redefine the very definition of the word artist. So let's get this started. Hailing from Uptown, recorded downtown, ASAP Mob representing. Please welcome AP Ferg to The Business of Hype. I want to start off first by thanking you for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me, man. I got a lot of questions for you, too.
Okay, let's have a conversation. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Besides, if you can get a pair of pigeon dunks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just other stuff besides that.
All right, cool. So first, let's do a proper introduction for people who don't know who you are. And I actually wonder how you might introduce yourself. Like if you're sitting on a plane and you're sitting next to a stranger and the woman's like, oh, what do you do for a living? What do you say? Who are you? What do you do?
I would say I'm the king of New York.
She'll be like, really?
Yeah, I'm the king of New York. And she's like, okay, what makes you the king of New York? I'm the greatest. I'm the best.
Love it.
I make music. Some may say I'm a rapper. Some may say I'm an artist. Some may say I'm a fashion designer. Mm-hmm. And then I would go to show her some pictures in my phone. And I would say, look at this rug I designed. Look at these clothes I designed. I designed all of these clothes on stage.
Yeah.
Look, I just came back from Cognac. I got a Hennessy deal. Mm-hmm. I would say, look, I just signed a Adidas deal for a second time. I have an Adidas deal. I would say, look at these sneakers I designed for Adidas. I would say, look at this merch I designed for Adidas. I would say, look, I just had a great event at Apollo last night. I shut down Apollo with Revlon. I would tell her, like, look, I'm doing
with Revlon.
Yeah, with Revlon. I would say, I get flown out to Paris to go to fashion shows. And I sat at the Elite show front row. And look, I'm really good friends with Matthew. Mm-hmm. And he's one of the best designers. I would say I have a lot of friends that's designers. Like, look at Alexander Wang. This is my friend, too.
Word.
I would say, yeah, and I also make music. And I have a project coming out. It's an EP called Floor Seats, which is dropping 7/11. Uh-huh. I would love for you to hear some of it, and then I would proceed and let her hear some stuff that I have about to drop, like unfinished, unmixed, raw, uncut music that I'm about to release.
And then she would say, "You are the king of New York."
Yes, she would. She said, "I see. Oh, I see.
I see. I believe you now.
I see now. And you're sitting in first class, so yeah, you have to be somebody."
Wait, legit though, would you actually do that to somebody?
Yes. This is how I talk to people.
Wow.
This is how I meet people. Like, you know, I never really when I'm sitting down first class, I meet all kinds of people from all walk of life.
For real, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like jets and stuff like that, because you don't really get to meet people. You know, unless you sharing a jet. They got these things where you
net jet type things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool because you meet other rich people and shit. You get to see how they make their money. But like when you fly in first class, you also can do that, and you also can meet real people.
Yeah, exactly.
People that's
Finance
flying coach.
people, yeah,
people that's saving their money.
Right.
Flying coach.
Right.
So I love flying.
Can I tell you a funny flying story?
What's up?
So I don't fly first. I fly business.
Okay.
Okay. But one time I got upgraded to first, right? So I'm stoked. I'm up there getting
I got
comfy.
a funny story after you too.
So I'm upgraded. I'm in my seat. And then the stewardess comes on. She's like, "I'm sorry, sir. We have to put you back in business," right? And I'm like, "What are you talking about? What? The plane door already closed." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Go back to business? Like the plane door closed. Who we're done."
Coming?
Exactly. So she's like, "I'm really sorry." And I'm like, "Whatever. I'm only going back to business. So it's not the end of the world."
Right.
So as I'm getting my bags out from the overhead bin, the door opens. Rocky walks in.
Oh shit!
I'm like, this
just made
motherfucker just bumped my ass back down to business. And then, of course, the funnier thing is that sitting next to me was like this 70-year-old white lady, like socialite kind of woman, right? She's like,
was it Martha Stewart?
No. She's like, "Rock, I can't believe you're on this flight. Come here, give me a hug." I was like, "Who the fuck?
Why do you know her?
I was like, "I'm going back to business." Fuck
That's
this
hilarious, bro. Did y'all talk to each other?
No, I was so mad.
So I have a funny first class story, and so Marty Baller, he like flying with me and all of that, and he used to always try to sneak in first class.
How do you sneak in first class?
He'd just sit there.
Oh, okay.
Until they tell him to move.
Okay.
And like twice they didn't tell him to move. And he like sat in first class.
Right.
Had a seat.
If you sit with enough confidence, maybe they'll just be
he
like.
He sat with confidence. He was asking for like champagne and shit.
Right.
And he like they didn't ask, like nobody else came in first class, so he was good. And then I got another story where one of my homies talked a girl into sitting next to him out of her first class seat and coach.
Wow.
And then Marty got a first class seat because he took her first class seat.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Fucking game. Isn't that game?
That's next level
if
game.
you can make a girl come sit next to you and coach out of her first class seat.
He must be so good looking.
I'm not going to spill the beans, but man.
That's amazing.
And she was bad too. She was fire.
That's
incredible. She was sitting in first
game.
class, so obviously she had somebody with something going on.
Let me ask you this. Are you a designer, artist first, or a musician first?
I'm an artist.
Artist first. Visual artist first.
No, I'm an artist overall. Like,
overall, okay.
Yeah, because it's like when I make music, I think about the art. I think about what I'm going to wear in the video. I think about what the stage is going to look like. I think about the actual video. So nothing comes without the other because I get dressed to music. Like when I wake up to feel good, like I'm throwing on like disco, chic.
Yeah.
Or like, Diana Ross or however I'm feeling, I gotta listen to music and I'm getting dressed to that shit. And then when I'm creating music, I gotta be dressed to talk about what I got on in the booth.
Yeah.
Like I come to the studio by myself, I'll be fresh, all my chains on, everything, so I can have motivation and talk about what's going on in my life.
And when you're making the music in the studio, you're already thinking of the stage and the video?
Yeah, I mean when the song is done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Out of the major art forms, fashion, photography, musician, which one's the hardest in your opinion? The most difficult?
The hardest?
Yeah.
The hardest would have to be painting.
Yeah?
Because I don't have time to paint like I want. Like I have to really carve out time, and I really want to paint. Like right now, for the last like 3 days, I've been really wanting to paint because I look at these 2 paintings I got in my house because I'm starting to collect like all my paintings for an art show. So like I gotta get one that I did that's at Yam's mom's house, and I gotta get one John Lennon and Yoko painting that I did at portrait that I did that's at Rocky's house.
That you did?
That I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
So like me looking at my 2 paintings in my crib all the time, I just be like, damn, I wish I had like a bigger collection because they look so good. It's like all colorful and abstract and dope.
Wow. I would have said music's the hardest.
Nah, music is easy because I can make a beat out of this couch and just rap. Yo,
Right.
money, honey, bitches hop on my dick like a bunny. Yeah, like that's easy. That's song.
made
And
a
then
hit.
it's just recorded and it's out. This is about to be out.
Right.
People could, oh, he said the money, honey, bitches hop on his dick like a bunny. Oh my God. Like,
Yeah. That's
it's
true.
a song. It's so easy.
I'd
that was
argue,
in
though,
less
that-
half than a second.
But I'd argue that you're making it from nothing. Like it's not like you're not even starting with a blank canvas. You got to start with like air.
Everything started with air.
That's true.
Like everything, sneaker design, you know.
Yeah.
Like design, it comes from the oblivion. Like you don't know it, just that's what's like retarded about us. They like, yo, this dude is like a genius, crazy, mad scientist, like crazy dude. Like
Yeah.
girl, like woman, like how do you do that?
Right.
Think of it's like culinary arts too. Like what makes Marcus Samuelson think about what seasonings to put together to like make something actually taste good? Like how does Melba get her chicken to taste that good? How does like Francis Molman know to like cook fish in the dirt pits with fire? Like
It's genius.
you just don't know. Like
Yeah.
people get creative. They just been thinking about that shit. They like the smell of wood and fire and be like, ooh, what if that was in fish?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's incredible. The King of New York. As you heard, he has so many reasons why that crown is his right now. In today's Slash generation, Ferg is without a doubt one of the best. Gone are the days where inspirations and passions have to be singular. It's now perfectly normal, sometimes even celebrated, that someone coming up is a freelance stylist, a DJ at night, paints on weekends, and all while holding down a 9-to-5 to pay the bills. This may seem like a lot for some, but with the moves Ferg's been making, he's blazing a path to show that you absolutely should exercise your creativity. All of them. There doesn't need to be a single label that you operate in anymore. I also really appreciate Ferg's outlook on creating. You can start anything from scratch, literally out of thin air, no matter what the medium is. The actual idea comes from the light bulb in your head that suddenly turns on once a curiosity or inspiration is sparked. Talking with Ferg shows me that a lot of great ideas start out with the simplest moments. Your job as the creator is to just keep a lookout for them and do everything you can to make them come to fruition. Why is it that all musicians want to be fashion designers and they want to be like artists in that way? What is the infatuation there?
What musicians want to be fashion designers?
Kanye?
But Kanye went to art school,
Okay.
so he's an artist first.
Rocky?
Rocky's not a designer. He just likes to get dressed.
Okay, that's true.
I'm a designer. I went to art school. I
You
went
did?
to art and design high school.
Not for music, for
Not
art
for-
and design.
For art and design. Like
Okay.
I took a sewing class.
Wow.
Yes, I went for fashion and fine arts.
So how'd you get into
My
this?
father went to art and design high school as well.
I heard.
Yes,
Is it true that your father designed the Bad Boy logo?
yes.
That's insane.
And the Uptown Cats logo for Andre Harrell.
That's insane. Wait, and one more logo. A big one.
The Ferg logo.
Yeah, that's big, but
Yeah, that one.
another
The
legendary
one that
Wait,
I
what's
took
the other
around
one?
the world.
Bad Boy. What was the other one he did?
Uptown Cats. That was the only two.
Rough Riders.
Nah, he didn't do Rough Riders.
Oh, okay.
He worked with the Rough Riders.
Okay.
DNY's family, like Swiss Beats family.
So design and art was in your life from
Forever.
get. Yeah.
I grew up seeing the bad boy screen,
Yeah.
like
In your
like,
face.
and the silk screen. Like my father used to do silk screen T-shirts, and we used to call them the dungeon. It was either like in a basement or like a spot that he got to print T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to see glitter everywhere, it'd be paint everywhere, plastisol paint. It'd be like water base. It'd be like the conveyor belt with the heater and all of that shit, like and smelling like plastic and plastisol cooked paint. And this is what I grew up around, like getting my new shoes messy with crazy shit, seeing glow in the dark prints on sleeves and glitter. And my father had jiggy outfits on with Maury Gators and paint on his fingernails, bust down watches, Jesus heads with baguettes, driving the Benz with like bags of T-shirts from Canal Street.
Amazing. You're the only rapper I've ever spoken to that knows the difference
That's my little
between...
brother right there too, Deli.
What up?
Oh, come in. Yeah. You gotta be extra quiet because this is a podcast. He's an artist as well. His name is 27 Deli. Close that door, sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, we were just talking about that, like with the silk screen and.
Oh, this is your biological brother.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're the only rapper I've ever met that knows the difference between plastisol and water-based. So
I
you're
used to
legit.
silkscreen.
You're legit.
I mean, I did D-Block T-shirts.
Really?
Yeah, like I printed, like I fucked up a rack of Jadakiss T-shirts. He'll tell you. Like he come through the block like, yo, Lil Ferg, I got like this paint still wet. You didn't cure it all the way. Like all of that groovy Lou used to pull up through the block. Mike B, I'm printing T-shirts for all of them. I did shirts for Black Rob. I did shirts for Loon. I did shirts
like
for...
hand pulling these shirts?
Yes. This was before like the automatic machines.
Wow.
I still own 2 machines.
That's
I
dope.
own 1 2 wheel, well 2
2-head, whatever.
2-head, yeah. And then I own 1 6. I got a conveyor.
You have a 6-head silkscreen machine?
Yes.
Where?
At my friend's house in Washington Heights, right in the living room. Shout out to A Butter.
Yo, let's go. Let's just make some shirts. That sounds fun as hell.
Let's do that for real. I'm down.
Oh my God. So yo, back then, right? I'll tell you my experience. Back then, like the subcultures were very separated. Like you had hip hop, you had skateboarding, you had punk rock, and it's like it was very contained.
Right.
And then something started happening in like the early 90s, late 80s, where they started to be able to blend together. And to me, that's where street culture was born out of.
Facts. Stussy.
Yeah.
Supreme.
Yep. Even I would argue Fat Farm. Even though Fat Farm was like quote unquote urban, Russell hired the right people to make it like accessible beyond the hip hop community.
I used to own Fat Form denim suits.
Yeah. They were dope.
Like that was my graduation from the Gap, Fat Form.
Yes.
Like I'm talking about Gap with like the green patch on the back of the pocket. Like when I was
old
a kid.
Gap. Yeah.
The old Gap.
Yeah. Did you ever fuck with 555 Soul?
Negative. Never.
Okay,
ever.
you never came that far downtown.
Nah.
That's the LES thing.
That was like 555 Soul just reminded me of like Applejack hats.
Interesting.
And they sold it in Urban Outfitters for a while.
Yeah.
And then I just when I thought about 555 Soul, I thought about like Mos Def, like Common,
De La.
So I not that I don't fuck with they fashion because them dudes are some of the flyest guys.
Yeah.
But I grew up looking at Dipset and like bandana T-shirts and like bandanas on Tim's, Fendi checks on my Nikes type shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's the shit that I was into as a kid.
Dapper Dan.
Yeah. Like Burberry Timbs.
Right.
With the Burberry jacket, Pradas, patent leather Pradas.
That's the dopest thing about New York, right? Because we're all on one island.
Yeah.
But you up there versus like De La down in Ludlow Street on the Lower East Side.
Right.
Totally different vibes.
Totally different vibes. But we all come together on the music tip.
Yeah.
And what I think is dope is a lot of them dudes like Mos Def, like he was wearing Rick Owens and shit before a lot of people.
He was just quiet about it.
Yeah, he's extra quiet.
Yeah.
But Kanye was the first to hang out with the backpack rappers and talk about what he was wearing. That's why I fucked with him, because he was hanging out with Dave Chappelle, doing a Dave Chappelle block party, putting Common on a record, and then putting like Talib Kweli on a record with Jay-Z or some shit.
Yep.
He was
the first
like
one,
turning up. Like he worked that juxtaposition to the max.
Yeah.
That's where I get like that. Like a lot of like the Trap Lord or like Cocaine Castle or Hood Pope. That juxtaposition of classy and just like some extra turned up shit.
The mix.
Me being a face for Tiffany's and coming from a hood where we used to have to dodge gunshots and shootouts at block parties is like what I seen Kanye doing early on.
Yeah. When did the obsession with kicks begin for you?
Obsession with kicks?
Yeah. When did it start? Was there a shoe that started it all?
So I was never allowed to wear dirty shoes. One.
From your family?
Be clear.
Because of your dad?
Because of my dad and my mom. Like I was never allowed. I never seen dirty shoes. Like I had 3 pair of Jordans, like the same ones, like the Bugs Bunny joints, the
Space
straps, the 8s, the 7s. Like soon as I would get mad because like, all right, you killed those. You played tag in those. You killed those. They got holes in them.
Yeah.
All 3 of them, you fucked up. And my father would give me some air raids. And then, like, with the whole camouflage outfit, gray and white to match the joints on the feet, I go to the party. I see all the kids with the Jordan 8s on and shit. I'm like, damn, I want to wear what they wearing, but I'm not knowing what I got on this.
You get a fly
extra
shit.
fucking
Hell
jiggy
yeah.
shit, like, because nobody got the air raids to match the whole camouflage suit.
Is it opposite now? If you walk into a room with, like, shoes that someone else is wearing, do you just want to leave that room now?
I mean, I wear classics. I own every pair of sneaker that's like fire. Like I own every pair of shoe, but I chose to just wear classics.
Yeah, you back on some like staples, no pun intended, but like you're rocking like staples right now.
Yeah, like I'm a classic kind of guy. Like I can't do the colorful hair. I can't do I can't do none of that. Like it's just not for me. I got long sideburns. Like that's some old Harlem shit. Like my silhouette is like a old Harlem nigga. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get away from it. I tried to like grow my hair, get freaky with the vibes.
Yeah.
I can't really get freaky like that. So I stay true to like what's classic. I'm a classic man. Like,
so I'm
a classic man.
But when you go to Paris Fashion Week and you're sitting at Sacai and Comme des Garçons and Rick Owens, how are you?
I go as a Harlem boy.
But then are you like feeding off of something that you're seeing and incorporating into yourself? Because you obviously say you can't wear shit like that.
I get it. No, I can wear it. I just can't wear crazy hairstyles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about gear.
Nah, I'm talking about hair.
Oh, okay.
But as far as gear, I could get freaky. You heard?
Okay. All right.
I get freaky.
In the fashion industry, from what I've known, like the idea of mentorship and like asking for advice and help is difficult. Like a lot of people want to like sort of cock block in a way. You know, it's hard to
fashion.
Yeah. Like you can't go to like your friend who's a fashion designer and be like, who's your seamstress, who's your embroiderer, who's your silkscreener?
Yes, I can relate to that.
In fashion or in music?
You feel so funny about asking,
right?
All right, where do you get your t-shirts produced?
Yeah.
Or like
they don't even own the factory, but they're like,
where do you get your socks and shit? Like
they'll be like, oh, you should use Google. Like just Google sock maker and you'll find them.
Like, where do you get your denim? Like, are you going to Japan or are you going like LA factories? Like,
I wanted to ask, is music the same?
As far as like my sound and like,
or asking for help. Do you, when you ask for help, do you
because
actually get
I kind of relate my sound like as far as like how I do my ad-libs and what I put on my ad-libs to make it sound the way it sounds. I don't share that shit. That's like your own seasoning that you discover and you make yourself. Like you can't. So I guess like when it's your bread and butter, like you can't like really share it like that.
Right.
Because what happens if somebody tell you where they getting their shit done in the factory and all of that, and then your business become booming, and now like the factory is not even fucking with them no more because your shit is making all the money.
Right. And then now they don't answer your phone calls.
Exactly. So I guess that's what happens. It's like, yeah. I respect it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I respect like going to get the blue magic. Like, let's go to fucking wherever we gotta go to like get that stuff, that raw shit that nobody got.
Yeah.
Because then like I will have something in a treasure that nobody have.
Yeah, yeah. You know that brand Visvim?
Yes, I love Visvim.
Like, so that dude, he goes to the ends of the earth to like get that blue magic.
That's what his store feels like.
Yeah, like he'll go to Alaska, Siberia, whatever the fuck.
When I was in Japan, and we was on Visvim early on. Like I brought this is before I even had like money like that. I brought a $1,000 book bag that I still got to this day. It's all black, but the shit is fire. All black. It's like this Teflon material, and it got like leather at the bottom.
Yeah.
And like his colognes, nobody got those scents.
Mm-hmm.
The store is beautiful. All the clothes is beautiful.
And no music,
Shirts is
no
very
sound,
small,
right,
though.
when you walk in.
Yeah, no music.
No music. It's like
you
a museum.
Hear yourself breathe. That's it.
Have you dabbled in fashion besides your Adidas collection?
Yeah, so I would say, so I work with Valentino. Mm-hmm. Also, I worked with Bape. That was my first collaboration. I did my first album listening party at Bape, the Bape store.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was a dream of mine because I couldn't afford Bape before I was making money. Mm-hmm. So it was like I was just enjoying getting free sneakers. I had my best friend draw a character of me because I didn't want the Bape character that everybody be having. So
you didn't want that?
No.
Oh.
I want a custom me character that my friend Jay West drew. He went to art school with me as well, and he also did the album cover. So, yeah, that was like amazing. So, Bape, I would have to say. Also, I worked with. I'm having like a brain fart right now. I like got custom stuff from Dap.
Have you done your own brand yet?
Like
your own
Trap
whole
Lord.
label? Yeah. Was that ever like a full clothing collection?
Trap Lord was a collaboration with Bape.
Okay.
I did a whole line. It was like more like it was a clothing line, say it like that. But I think that I know that I've grown to like I've outgrown it. I felt like to an extent because not the name per se, but just like the aesthetic of it.
I understand.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like Kanye and Pastel. I feel like he started Pastel and he was just like, this shit is like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I'm off this. Like, and that's why he shut it down so quick and then like moved to Yeezus, which is like God level to him. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's the same thing. So like I'm working with Devoni Lifestyle. Uh-huh. Devoni Lifestyle is a home good line that I'm working on. It's like rugs made from Nepal and like from scratch and like, furniture and things like that. Yeah. Like I'm taking some of my art pieces that I created around the time my father died and like turning them into rugs. Yeah. So if you look on my Instagram, there's a black and a neon green logo which says Devoni. Mm-hmm. And Devoni is my first brand that I ever started. And me and my father, like a day before he passed away, we was talking about a name for the brand. And I was like, I researched this name called Devoni, and he's like, yo, that's dope, but like chop it in half so it'd be easier for people to say. And so Devoni, it comes from Devonian. Devonian is a time and era evolution. It's like when one-cell creatures walk the earth. Okay. And like fucking fish had legs and shit like that. They
so it's
say
like an
that
evolutionary
the world started from these red rocks in Devon, England, and shit like that. So I used to put like the red leather on the inside of the belts, and like just kind of just call them like different names of that time of the animals and creatures and shit, like the belts that I used to make. But
it's interesting what you were saying about Trap Lord and how you sort of outgrew it, because I think that's the bane of every creative is that your output can never match your aesthetic taste level. Think about that. Like,
because we constantly getting inspired.
Exactly. And you're trying to make a clothing line, but a clothing line takes 2 years to make. So by the time you've made it, you've advanced beyond it.
But for me, I feel like Devoni is God level for me as far as like aesthetic and like that's to me going back to like that's
going back. It's not advanced.
It's been advanced.
Right.
From where I started, I just never executed it
Yeah.
Like, to a certain extent, I made belts, and I got, like, Swiss Beats to buy 10 belts. I had Chris Brown rocking the belts. I had, like, Diggy Simmons in an AT&T commercial with a Devoni t-shirt on. This is all before I was making music. I thought I was just going to be, like, this huge fashion designer. And I've made it to a certain extent, but, like, then music took on, and, like, I got a bigger platform to express my fashion
every
idea. So, what happened was, like, so fast forward, like, Devoni, I went back and I started working on my first brand, Devoni, because it was a dream of mine, and I'm turning into a lifestyle, home decor line, where, like, I'm doing, like, leather goods, couches, and things like that. It was started off with belts, but, like, I always dreamed of doing, like, astronaut suits and shit like that. Like, I wanted to design, like, shit for NASA.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's dope. Ferg's story is a reminder that you are a product of your environment. When logo designs of Bad Boy and Uptown Records are around your home, and you're hand-pulling silk screens for everyone in town, and you're in the mix with Dapper Dan, a ceiling for creativity simply doesn't exist. This has helped develop that level of taste that he has for music. And like he said, it's never about the track, but it's about what he sees visually and stylistically when he's making music. There are some people who come into the game after realizing it's become hot so that they can cash in or get a piece of the pie. And then there are others who have had a deep appreciation for something, but just never obtained the blueprint to execute properly. Ferg is neither. He's on a different level all by himself. Nothing he's doing is actually brand new to him. He's been doing these things all his life, since he was a kid. It may be the first time you're noticing he's doing something, but it's not likely brand new to him. That's the difference with Ferg. It's hard with the money, though, isn't it? The investment on the dollars.
Yeah, but I don't really feel it, because I always, like, I've never really took, like, a huge investment for my brand. My father always taught me to kind of, like, grind it out, make money, and just put your own money up for your own stuff.
Yeah.
Which may not always be the smart thing to do. Now I can kind of get partners and shit like that to get involved.
But then you got to hear your partners' voices.
Yeah, but also the partners, if they all understand your vision, then they know how important it is to keep your aesthetic right and to not hoard a brand out to make money. Because sometimes, like, your partners will be like, we need to do more shit like this. We need to add a big ass fucking design in the front for the people that's, like, slow.
Yeah,
like,
we need to sell Macy's.
Yeah, nah. And I'm like, nah, it's the logo secret. Like, this is the vibe, because what's luxury if we finna, like, hoard this shit out like a whack ass brand?
Yeah.
And that's what, like, for me, Trap Lord was becoming. It was becoming more of that, and I'd rather preserve it and just do, like, little single pieces every now and then that represents Trap Lord, the brand. But, like, for the most part, I'm stepping into this new space of more artistic freedom.
Do you find it hard to balance the money side of things with the artistic expression? That's a real business question. You know what I mean? Like, do you monitor the profits and losses, or are you all about the artistic vision?
I would love to say I'm all about the artistic vision, but there is things that you have to do to, like, and you have to understand in order to run a business.
Exactly.
Like, there's things that, like, my manager have to sit down and tell me over and over and over. Dion be like, yo, but listen, trust me. Like, this is the he sees outside of me. I only see what's in me. So, like, people don't get shit the way I get shit that quick. Like, I would assume that people get shit, but they don't be getting shit. They don't get shit until years later. Like, so I have to understand, like, when I put something out, it's not looking crazy or, like, looking like I'm lagging or whatever. Like, people is now, like, people still don't know what ASAP Ferg look like. Like, I'm going places, I'm meeting people, they're like, oh shit, I didn't know that was you. Like, damn, I listen to that song all the time. So you got to give people time to like grasp things. My mind moves so fast and I'm so creative and I always want to put out new shit because like it's just fresh to me in my mind. Mm-hmm. But in all actuality, like you need time for that shit to like flourish throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus you're also not the most like braggadocious dude out there.
For sure.
Like you kind of are low key so that you can't blame people when they're like, oh, you're behind this, you're doing that.
But I mean, I posted on Instagram, so I just be thinking like, oh, they seen it. But
that's what I think too.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, like in the streetwear game, I'm also
Sit down, Snap. Have a seat.
Oh, go ahead.
Yo, he does this every interview I do. Like when it's time to be quiet, he want to make the most noise with his white man voice.
No, I'm feeling you because I'm also sort of humble and quiet. I don't really go out there with all my info.
Yeah, I'm like an artist. Like I don't care about being like corny and like, yo, this is what my manager tells me. Yo, you gotta tell people this is what you're doing, and you gotta be like. I'm not DJ Khaled when it comes to promoting shit. I'm not like. I'm just
a master.
Yeah, like I really gotta be feeling like that. I'm not finna be like living my life for a business type shit. Like I'm really living life. I really be out here in these streets. I really walk around. I really be fucking with people. I really like do shit. So if you see me on Instagram, I'm doing shit. I'm snapping on people. Like I snapped on your Pakistani friend's shoes because that shit was really funny to me.
Right.
Like I'm not
but
doing
in a
this
dope
shit
way. Like
because I'm trying to like fucking like
go viral or something.
Go viral. I could care less about that shit because I got hit records doing what I'm doing. I'm getting jiggy doing what I'm doing. Like I'm not finna do no shit that's gonna make me look stupid because I don't look stupid. I'm that nigga. So like I'm just gonna be that nigga. Right. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, then you won't. You'll get it later.
You'll get it later. Yeah.
Right.
4 years.
Like probably 10 years later.
Yo, how's the music game right now in terms of business? Can a musician still make real money just doing music?
Yeah, but it's like, why when there's so much other things that you can do?
Right.
Like I'm seeing Dave East moves and it's like he's on some LL shit right now. He's making movies and shit. I think that's his career path. Like I think he's about to just be making wild movies.
So
like,
on some Ice
Once
Cube
you get
shit.
a taste of that bread, your mind start changing and you start meeting different people and some things become less important.
Yeah. So if I looked at your bank account right now, dancing eyebrows. No, if I looked at your bank account right now, what percentage of that comes from purely making music? 50? 10?
Well, music starts it all.
I see what you mean. You're not getting Tiffany
I'm only
without...
getting this shit because I'm a rapper.
Okay, so but aside from that, what percentage is coming from Spotify, coming from Apple Music, coming from the label?
Very shorts. It's not like it's shorts in the term of like I'm getting so much corporate money.
Yeah.
Outside of like just the streaming platforms and stuff that like it's not a huge portion.
And noted that the music is what fuels everything else. So you need the music. Yeah. But I've heard from other musicians that the Spotify check is like the tip jar at a bar. Like that's like you don't even count that.
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
I mean, I'm a 3 platinum artist, plain Jane record. All my singles is like platinum.
And still it's not something to like write
No,
home
it's
about.
Something. Shit. That pocket change add up.
Okay, good.
That tip jar turns into houses.
Okay.
A tip jar for me is a house.
Lovely. Love it.
Now I'm gonna talk my shit. A tip jar for me is a Lamborghini chain.
Yeah. All right.
From Ben Baller. That's a tip jar. Add that up. He done said some numbers.
All right, life is good. Let's talk about some financial things, all right?
Let's talk about your tip jar.
My tip jar?
Yeah.
Flip it on me.
You're getting a lot of paper, man.
No, property's the way, isn't it? Real estate.
It is. I just brought a house.
Yeah?
Yeah, I brought a house in Jersey.
For yourself?
Yeah, for myself. I brought a house for my mom's 4 or 5 years ago. I just ain't want to move from Harlem because I wanted kids to see me in Harlem. So like I used to grow up. When I grew up, I seen like Jim Jones on 145th in Amsterdam. I seen like Cameron on 40th and Lenox. I seen Jewel's uptown on 151st. Mm-hmm. Like and these dudes was rich and they was doing their thing and they brought out nice cars. They always dressed nice. They brought all the females out.
Mm-hmm. And you like that?
I love that. They was accessible. Right. Like they was talking shit. They was rolling dice, shooting videos in the neighborhood. I love that. So
why did you buy the house in Jersey?
Because I wanted to see physically where my money was going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, you know, it was an investment, one. And two, like I also wanted to meet new people. Like I grew up in Harlem and then I got rich and I stayed in Harlem. So I'm still mingling with the same people. I want to expand my horizons. Mm-hmm. Like I wanted to go jog and bump into somebody who owns something and do something for somebody. And, you know, or just bump into a normal like doctor, a lawyer, and have conversations and sit at their dinner tables and have wine and stuff with, you know, them.
Does that happen?
Yes. I sit at my neighbors' tables all the time. Like I know all my neighbors like off rip, like because I wasn't home for a while. I had my aunt, she would come over, check on the house, you know, do her stuff. But like when I came back from like traveling and stuff, I finally got a chance to meet all my neighbors and stuff. And they was leaving like gifts and presents and welcome me into the neighborhood. So I would go back, I would give them presents and talk to them and write them letters and stuff and meet their family and
that's dope, man.
See what's up.
So when you can't get in touch with Ferg, he's having wine with the doctor next door.
For sure.
I heard you say recently in the interview that you want to start working smarter versus harder.
For sure.
So you were like grinding for a very long time.
Yeah, it burnt me out a little bit. Like, man, it's so much that come with like, it's a blessing.
To get the work, right?
It's a blessing to get all of this work. And I thank God every single day, every moment. My grace turned into a full-on prayer when I'm praying over my food because like I just start thanking God for everything I have.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so much. It's so much to do. It's like, it's a machine. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. Like now I have a team of like probably 50 people.
On payroll?
That's working with me, yeah.
Not paid by the label, you're saying, like on your team?
Yes, on my team.
Whoa.
Yes. Like it takes a lot to run a brand. My immediate team that I travel with probably is like 4 people I travel with. Yeah. Every time
but the whole operation.
And I'm like, I gotta pay for food. I gotta pay for hotel.
Yeah, every room, every Uber. Yeah.
Every Uber. So account all of that. Just 4 people. You might get some benefits. Some people get benefits. And you only getting benefits if you work construction or some shit. Like, rappers ain't giving no benefits to their employees and shit. I'm just extra nice.
Damn, man. It's a corporation.
Come work for Ferg.
Great benefits.
Great benefits.
Paid lunches.
Yeah, it's a lot though. So like when you get sick, you can't really afford to get sick. When you want to do like when you need a second to breathe, it's like everybody's pushing you because it's like, all right, what are they gonna do to eat?
Yeah.
If you don't got other things in place, and that's why I think it's so important to have all of these other entities are part of your brand because it's like when I was getting burnt out from like doing a million shows since I started, I was like, damn, how can I do less and still make money or make more money? Yeah. And I started working smarter and not harder, like more corporate gigs, more less like traveling so much and just trying to figure out how I could just get more from like being stationary or like, you know, how can we make the merch go crazy? How can we get more deals? How can we do this?
Yeah, make money while you sleep.
And that keeps all your employees working. Keeps you making money while you sleep. Yeah, which we all would love to do. And it also kept me relevant when I didn't put music out for damn near a year, 2 years. I'll put out features and, but I haven't put out like my own songs in a long time. Plain Jane is probably like a year and a half, 2 years old. People feel like it's new.
It feels new.
It feels new, but it's not new. It's just that you never stop seeing my face because, like, I'm doing ads for Alexander Wang. I worked with Alexander Wang before. I'm doing stuff with Valentino. I'm doing stuff with so-and-so. I'm doing stuff. So that's where that stuff comes into handy. It's like, when you need, it's working smarter and not harder. Yeah, for sure.
It's funny what you said about Plain Jane because me and my wife, we share a Spotify account because I'm cheap.
I don't even have Spotify. Is that crazy?
We have one Spotify account for the household, right? And all of a sudden, one day, Plain Jane showed up at the top as like, it just got added. And it wasn't, I was like, why did you add Plain Jane all of a sudden? It's already like, it's already been played. She's like, oh, I just heard the song. This is like a month ago.
That's so fire. People still getting hip to it. Like, it's reaching different demographics.
And not the remix, the original.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Like, my friend just asked me if I wanted to do, like, the Wendy Williams show. Like, if I did her show, I would have a whole nother type of demographic, and my streams would go higher because, like, yes, like, I'm saying suck a nigga dick or something, but they would hear the way I'm talking and my intellect, and people respect that, and older people can get with that. So they're like, let me listen to this guy music.
Yeah.
And then they'll find out that their kids actually fuck with my shit, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, now I'm in a household with the grandma, the ma, the everything.
And then
more checks.
Ben Baller gets 50 more phone calls, 50 more orders.
Ben Ball need to give me something for free.
Right?
For sure.
No, I'm saying every time the music plays, he gets a call from somebody because they just heard it.
Yeah,
you need a royalty.
No, I need a royalty off them slippers he got that he's selling. It says Ben Baller did the chain.
Yeah.
On the slippers.
There's some copyright infringement.
Yeah, for sure. Ben, what's up?
What's up? He was on the show once.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he did an episode.
I love Ben, but for sure, he done made probably $1 million off them slippers. I need peace. PC.
You know, we joke around here a lot about how Ferg is chilling with doctors and stuff, but that's probably some of the most important lessons in this whole episode, diversifying your circle. Now, this might be jobs, affiliations, industries, even just where people come from, but the diversity in the company you keep only exposes you to different global perspectives. You can have your own personal outlook at the core, but it only helps to be mindful of how others think and approach situations. Personally, this just helps round out your worldview. You can pressure check ideas that you may need to take a step back on and really define what you want to do. So for example, if certain people can't understand your idea off an elevator pitch, then you might need to make that decision of either foregoing that demographic or going back to the drawing board to perfect it. This strategy can also turn into different opportunities. Just as much as Ferg isn't only a rapper, his brand as an artist has opened him up to so many different partnerships. So diversifying who you communicate with can help you diversify your checkbook too. Ask anyone, especially in the creative industry or the music industry. The best model to work under is multiple streams of revenue. It's not harder, it's smarter. And in this day and age, it's a damn near necessity. So keep your interests open, keep your connections open, and opportunities will undoubtedly come knocking. What's the obsession with BMX biking?
Well, I've never been like a sports player. Mm-hmm. I've tried basketball. It's not my thing. Mm-hmm. Like I got beat by a girl once. Like
right, the hand to eye.
I shot at the wrong hoop one time. I was playing this game and like I ran to the opposite like hoop and like try to like shoot it. I missed it, but like the other team was like, "Thank you," and I'm like nodding like, "Don't even mention it." Like it's lit. Like
not understanding it.
Not even understanding the game. So I was just like, man, like, because my father put me into basketball, but I was riding my bike to my basketball practice. So I just found myself into the bike more. Mm-hmm. And like that's how I just was like, after I got beat by the girl, shout out to her. She probably don't even know like it's me talking to her. But like shout out to you.
Yeah.
Like, you pushed me forward in the direction I'm in now, and now I got my own bike with Redline.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
talk about that.
She beat me in basketball,
Right.
and then I just said, "Fuck basketball. I'm not shooting no hoops."
So talk about this collaboration with Redline, because Redline, for those who don't know, is like the OG BMX company.
Yeah, so Redline, like I grew up like I owned a GT bike. I owned the Redline bike. I owned a Mongoose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Redline used to have some of the craziest frames and some of the best technology back in the days for brakes and things like that. Like, for me, it was a dream to work with Redline and create my own bike. But I was trying to create my own bike about 5-6 years ago.
Your own bike from scratch.
Yeah, my own bike. I had linked up with this dude that got Bulldog bikes. I'm not sure if you heard of it. But we was talking about making my own frame and doing things. Shout outs to him for even sitting down with me and trying to make something happen. But something didn't work out. And later on down the line, my homegirl Tricula from she used to work with G-Star.
Okay.
And Pharrell. So you know Pharrell, he has like
Big
the
in
whole
bikes.
G-Star thing going
And
on.
bikes.
Yeah, and bikes too as well. So that was my connection to her. Like I was in the studio with Pharrell one time and he introduced me to her to do some G-Star stuff. But she wound up not working with G-Star no more and signing on with Redline. I was the first person she called.
She works at Redline.
Yeah, she works.
Oh,
she
wow.
works with Redline.
Small world.
Yeah.
How did that deal transpire? Like, she calls you and she's like, do you want to do a Redline?
For sure.
That's it.
I mean, we had the conversation in the studio. Like, I seen her a few times. Probably like the second, third time I seen her. Because we was just talking. She knew I was into bikes already. And she kind of knew already I would want to do that. So
Yeah.
she was just like, yo, what do you think about this? And we just wrote up the deal and it was dope.
Nice. Was it good working with them?
Great working with Redline. I'm still working with them. Stadium Goods was amazing. I heard somebody came and brought 5 bikes one day, so I can only imagine what it's doing now. Like, it's probably like, it's been like 2 weeks since we had the event.
All right, so you already listed off almost all the brands I think you got going on.
Revlon,
Tiffany,
Adidas, Hennessy.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Hennessy.
You mentioned Hennessy.
We didn't talk about it.
Okay, we didn't talk about it. You want to talk about that?
I mean, whatever you want to talk about.
I want to talk about Adidas.
Okay, let's talk about Adidas.
How did Adidas happen? Who called who?
So Adidas happened because I originally met the people with Rocky. Rocky had a Adidas deal early on.
I don't remember that.
I don't know if he had an Adidas deal, but I know he had a sneaker with Jeremy Scott.
Okay.
The wings.
That sounds familiar.
The
Yes,
all blacks.
the wings, yeah. Damn,
And,
this goes way back.
Yeah, way back.
Okay.
So this is how long I've been in bed with Adidas.
Okay.
And this is how they plot. This is how these big companies get the good stuff.
Yeah.
So they watched me come up from then. I was smart. I would go to all the meetings with Rocky. I'd just be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, just listen.
I'll be listening to what's going on, how you gotta move, all of that. And they started like taking interest in me, and I did like a few early on things for them. Like we had they flew me out to Moscow, Russia, had a Adidas event out there. One of the first events was in New York, where it was like this crazy like dungeon looking type spot. It was dope. And I did a performance there.
Okay.
So they do like these they do like these programs and these things for like up and coming artists. That's why I love Adidas. And they give them like they just give them a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at first it was like come out to these events, do some performances.
Yeah,
we'll
they
see
test
you
you out.
shoes. Yeah,
They see
okay.
how you work with the brand.
And then when did the call happen where they were like, "Do you want to fuck around with shoes?"
I would have to say probably about 4 years ago.
And who made that call?
They made the call to me. Like,
But I mean, the who there? Can you say?
oh, I mean, Wex.
It was Wex?
Of course.
Okay.
Like he he put his soldiers out to come get me. But like I work closely with Drake.
Which Drake?
Well, not Drake the rapper, of course, but Drake at Adidas. Shout outs to him.
Okay.
He takes care of me. He does like a lot of my day to day. He handles like a lot of the entertainers that come to Adidas.
Yeah, Wex is really the puppet master of what's happening over there.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have a really good relationship with Wex. He sent me like all the Yeezys early on, and like they sent me all like this fly shit, all the good stuff. Yeah, like and they're like so cool and so like they are rock stars at what they do. So you know, I remember when I was just a small fry coming up, like they just embraced me.
Yeah.
And they took me in and they showed me things, and I had a lot of questions. They had a lot of answers, and that's why I appreciate Adidas.
You been to the Germany headquarters?
Not yet.
Oh, you got to go to the archive.
Yeah, I told them that I just told Wex that I wanted to do that.
Oh yeah,
because I want to start designing my next collection with Adidas.
There is nothing like collaborations that are born through real passion. It's a natural connection that brings a deeper meaning to what's being created and what's being rolled out. And when that happens, both parties are fully invested, which makes it hard for it to be a flop. With all of Ferg's partnerships, yes, there's always the bag to get. But there's always that connection, whether it be love for the brand like Redline, personal aspiration, or newfound self-care that makes sense. Ferg and Adidas grew through a growing appreciation for each other. They started putting him on, giving him a shot, and that grew into mutual respect. You hear about big names signing endorsement deals based off their name all the time, but rarely do you hear about someone growing right alongside with a brand. And by the way, shout out to John Wexler. If you haven't listened to The Business of Hype Season 4, we have an episode with Wex. I highly suggest you do listen to it after this. And if you don't know, he is the Vice President of Global Entertainment and Influencer Marketing for Adidas, and the one who famously connects some of the biggest creatives like Kanye and Pharrell over to the Three Stripes brand. Out of curiosity, are you working with a particular company soon?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm working with a particular company.
And they told you something?
Well, for our launch, I said, and you didn't know this yet, but I was like, I would love if Ferg helped us with our launch. And they were like, this should probably be off the record, but they were like, nah, Ferg has something coming out with us right around that same time. So it might be a conflict. I was like,
yeah,
fuck.
For sure. I would love to do something with you, though. For sure.
Right.
Hell yeah. We can figure it out.
But you haven't even announced this yet.
Nah, it's not. I got the samples in my house.
You stoked on
look
it?
at
You
them.
excited?
What?
We gotta
This
share.
shit-
We gotta share sample photos.
Oh, let's do it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know your input on it.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
All right. Breaking news. We didn't name the name. Could be anybody.
Yeah.
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 Could be
because we still working out paperwork and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. With all the stuff you have going on, and I don't know what all the 50 people you mentioned do, but did you ever think about?
I say it's 50, but it's probably more people. Yeah.
Like, do you call it a creative agency that you have?
You can say that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many projects going on, creative projects.
Yeah. I soon want to like lend a hand to like, new artists. And like I have a new artist named Antha, and like I'm helping her with her creatives and things like that.
Oh,
so
dope.
I want to do that for artists. Like, cause some artists is just, I have a lot of ideas for a lot of people.
Other artists.
Yeah, I could look at an artist and I'd be like, oh, I see what you're doing. Are you doing the whole Missy thing? So you need this video, you need this director, you need this, so I can kind of package and put that together for artists. I always had a talent with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. You got a little company going.
For sure.
It's a real company, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I've been doing to like for my career this whole time. Like I've been hands-on with style and worked with certain people and got certain results. Like Quasi Casey is like my homie, like that, like lent me clothes when I couldn't afford to go out and buy clothes, and he styles me and different things. I come up with ideas and bounce things. I'm like, all right, I want to do 80s. All right, I want to do Latino drug dealer, Dominican drug dealer, Lulu. Like, this is what we doing. Like, and he go out and he find like different pieces, and I come up with references, and because there's a whole team that helps me be me.
Yeah.
It ain't just like I wake up and I'm thinking about all of this shit. Like, because if I had to, I'd drive myself crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you got to learn to delegate too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Quasi, he delegates the clothing aspect for me because I say, yo, Quaz, I need a Gucci polo.
Yeah. But before that would have been you hunting it down yourself.
Exactly. And I don't got time to do that because I just came from another interview. But when I came here to see you, Quaz was there with the fresh ups.
Yep.
Gucci
Fendi
polo,
hat.
Fendi hat. Yeah, I brought the Fendi hat from home.
So what's goals for you now? What's next?
Goals for me is like breaking other artists, doing creatives for other people, and showing like a lot more of other mediums that I work with as far as art. Like, because a lot of people, for some reason, they only look at me as a rapper. And I know a lot of rappers don't want to be rappers. They want to do whatever. Like basketball players want to be rappers. Rappers want to be ballers.
Yep.
And like rap, I don't just rap. I do art and I do this, but this is what I do. Mm-hmm. Like you could look at Google and see Devoni, like type in DEVONI and see like, oh shit, this nigga was really like creating shit. Like I really had a denim brand and went to denim school for like 3 days. 9 to 5 with A Goldie and sleeping in fucking with factories and shit. A Goldie. Like
really? I know A Goldie. Yeah.
Yeah, I designed my own jean collection with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Then this is just shit that like I feel like goes unnoticed sometimes, and that's why I do things like this.
I didn't even know you painted.
Yeah, that's crazy to me because it's like that's what I started off doing.
Right.
So you know Black Ink Gallery, the show.
Yeah.
Like before it was like people fighting and shit and going crazy on that show.
Yeah,
like,
it was a real...
it was a gallery that people actually put artwork in and things. That was like one of the places I first got my tattoo. One of the first tattoos. And I had an art show in Black Ink.
Wow.
You can Google that. You can YouTube
and you can find it.
And find it. Like,
people just like to pigeonhole people into like, you're a rapper, just rap. You, even if you're the illest painter, like you can't be that good because you're a good rapper.
It was like Miles Davis used to paint. And I love his work as well. Like Marilyn Manson painted fire artwork.
Wow.
But it's like you love him for being Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. And you can't possibly love someone for two things.
Right. So I get it. Like it is what it is. And I think that's what drives Kanye nuts. It's like he's a fucking great performer. And like when fashion was like trying to shut him out and he started calling all of these people out, I think it was because he was not trying to be stuck in a box.
I know. Yeah.
And that's what we struggle with as an artist that's multifaceted. The way we are. We have a lot of knowledge on everything. Like I could sit here and talk to you about a Francis Bacon, a Lichtenstein. Like I could talk to you about Picasso and Matisse and all of the masters and cars and Jeff Koons and de Kooning and all of these different people. But at the end of the day, they like, all right, nigga, make us dance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like,
that's cool, but make us dance.
Like we want to dance. The girls want to twerk, and like, all right, we understand that you're conscious and you know about things, and okay, but we love your voice the way it is. Yeah. So,
did you go to Kanye's show when it was out at Roosevelt Island? You know that outdoor?
Yeah, I was there.
So I was there too. And
when them girls was passing out.
Yes. So it was a bit of a disaster, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
But he showed the show, and the press was like really hard on him
like
for
killing
that.
Him,
yeah, killing him. But he had just sold out 2 nights at MSG, like literally the 2 nights before that.
Right.
And I was just thinking, okay.
Kanye is the fucking man.
Like, okay, he had some trouble with the show. Who else fucking performed MSG and sold out 2 nights in a row?
He's the fucking man. He's breaking fucking barriers and shit. Like, I remember an interview, he was talking about like rainbows and shit. Like, I finna wear a rainbow every day. Like, this is like when everybody was scared to wear rainbows and shit. Like, because you're gonna be called gay and shit. Like, he was breaking barriers then. Yeah. Like, he was breaking barriers with the pink polo. He was breaking barriers with like every fucking thing.
Blessing Murakami and shit.
Yeah, like Murakami. Like,
no one fucked the like
fucking breaking boundaries with Talib Kweli and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Like,
it's ill.
Yeah, like Kanye is a fucking man.
What do you think about Virgil
he be tripping
now?
Sometimes.
Yeah, he is, but you know.
Yeah, but like he got his own reasons, I guess. But like, shout out to Ye for being a pioneer in a lot of things, and he might not get a lot of the credit that he deserves. nobody gets all the credit they deserve while they're still alive.
Yeah.
But I'm just here to like give it to him now. Like you are a genius, Kanye, and Pharrell is a genius too.
Yes. What are your thoughts now on Virgil at LV? Is that just ridiculous to you, or you saw it coming?
Damn, why would you say ridiculous?
Because some people think it's unbelievable. I think Virgil thinks it's unbelievable.
Probably to a certain extent, but I think that Virgil is so like. Virgil is a incredible guy too, like an incredible creative, and like he can foresee things. He has vision, so I'm pretty sure he's seen it. It's just like the fact I'd never seen it. You know what? As a kid, I thought I was tripping because like I'm a heterosexual man watching fashion shows at the crib. Right. All your friends are like, "What the fuck you watching?" But not really. Like my friends just always knew that I was ahead of the curve. So and they like, "Oh, this is some jiggy shit. Like let's just get up on it while like before it's too late." Yeah. But like a lot of people in my hood just was like, damn, you look weird. Like, yo, like them girls you walk into the hood with, oh, she can't like him with them skinny jeans on, or like, oh, that's his friend. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. We used to fight because of that shit. Because of how skinny your jeans were? Yeah. Or like somebody like, oh, them niggas look gay. Like, and what? And like, so it was hard for me to fathom that like there was gonna be a heterosexual man that was gonna be ahead of fashion, let alone a black man, which is Virgil. Yeah. So when he became the lead guy for LV, that shit, I posted him. That shit almost made me cry. Like all of that shit, because that's like. A kid coming up like into fashion and all of that shit is like what? Like wow! Like it happened in my generation, in my lifetime. Yeah, it happened. I know. In my lifetime, like I'm going to die and be like, wow! Like a person of color led LV like did that shit. Yeah. Like, did you go to that first show, that runway show? I didn't make it because I was. With these fashion brands is so fucking finicky because. Valentino flew me out, so like I had to do all of this Valentino stuff. I heard if they fly you out, they actually tell you like, well, they can't tell me shit. They ask. They ask. Yes, and it be in your contracts and shit that you can't go to other shit. So I watched it like on stream. Okay. Yeah, I streamed it and I was FaceTiming friends that was there and shit. It's amazing. I seen Nas walk in it. Nas had walked in it. I seen Skep there. I seen Rocky pulled up. Like all my friends was there, so I was there in spirit. That moment, I just had to represent at Valentino. Of course, yeah. But that moment when Kanye got up and hugged them, and they were like, "Yeah, I could have cried right there. I could have cried right there for sure." Because I know, like, I don't know too much of their personal business, but I know, like, it was a lot of emotions within. Yeah, good and bad, like just juxtaposed emotions. It was just a lot of emotions. Yeah, for nothing is bad though. Nothing is bad because you can always create good. Because like a mistake is only made for you to do better. I think we ended right there. Damn, that was nice. That was great, man. Good looking out, man. Thank you very much. Staple. Yes, sir. Yo, thank you for listening to this episode with the King of New York, ASAP Ferg. As always, you can find out more about the show and listen to other episodes at hypebeast.com/radio. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. I personally use Anchor FM. And also, please leave a comment, share the show, tell a friend about it. It definitely helps out a lot. We also occasionally answer listener questions on the show. So if you have a question, shoot it over on Twitter. And this is season 5. We go on break for a few weeks and come back with season 6 strong. Let us know who you want to hear on the show. You can follow me on Twitter. I am at Jeff Staple. The Business of Hype is created in collaboration with Bright Young Things. You should check out their work at byt.nyc. Our director is Daniel Navetta. Our audio engineer is David Rogers-Berry. Our associate producers are Sydney Pacumpura and Christina Hong. This episode was recorded at Sibling Rivalry Studio and on location at the Staple Design headquarters in New York City. I'm Jeff Staple. You've been listening to The Business of Hype on HYPEBEAST Radio.